Hey CIS-102, this is Jenny Kunkel, and I'm going to show you how you can install Office 365 Pro Plus on your computer. Underneath the course information and the resources, there is now a Microsoft Office 365 page. If you click on this page, it's going to give you some information about the free Microsoft Office version for students. This is part of the Office 365 subscription that Rock Valley has. You can go to the Rock Valley website's technology services page. If you scroll all the way down to the very bottom, it has some information about how to get Microsoft Office. If you go through and you click on the How to Get Microsoft Office, you can go to the Office 365 portal. I'm automatically logged into it. If you click on this link, you may have to log in using your Rock Valley College ID. If for some reason you automatically get taken into the portal without signing in using a Rock Valley account, you'll want to go through and click on the icon in the upper right-hand corner and check to make sure that you're using a Rock Valley College account. If you're not signed in as Rock Valley College, you want to make sure that you sign out of Office 365, you can do that there, and then sign back in using your Rock Valley College account. Once you do that, and it takes a little bit of time for this button to show up when you load the page, it's going to show you this Install Apps button. If you click on it, it's going to show you a couple different things that you can do in the list. And the thing that we want to click on is the Microsoft 365 apps. Now, when I click on it, it's going to then download a particular thing. I've done this a couple times here. Notice that the Office setup is in the list. It's going to have a folder option and it's going to have an open. You can either open this in your folder, and this is going to take you to your downloads folder where you can execute that from, or you can simply just click on the open. When you do that, you're going to see do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? This is a Microsoft 365 and Office published by Microsoft Corporation. Go ahead and say yes. The default on that is no. You'll not see it necessarily on my screen snapshot because it's a user control thing, and pretty much the video doesn't show those dialogues. Now we'll wait for it to get ready. When it gets ready for the installer to happen, we can get started with this. Now I'm not going to go through the whole entire process of installing it because, as I said, I've already got Office 2021, a personal account on my computer, and I don't necessarily want to go through the process of installing Office 2019 on my home computer. I'm already using a Rock Valley 2019 account before I continue. So it's going to go ahead and continue. I have already Word up, so I don't necessarily want to go through this, but you would simply go through and continue through the dialogues, accepting any of the default values to get it installed. So I'm just going to go ahead at this point and cancel out. The next thing I want to do, now that I have Office 365 installed, is I want to go through and get into my assignment. This is going to be the project. It requires that we are using a version of Office 365 Pro Plus that has been downloaded on your computer. The cloud version of Microsoft Office 365 does not have themes installed, and a lot of the different instructions, one of the things that it'll ask you to do is install a theme, and then you pick certain fonts from the theme. So a lot of the assignment is based off of a specific theme. And if you don't have access to that theme, you're probably not going to score very well. So you need to use the actual downloaded version. If for some reason you can't get it downloaded to your personal computers, you can also go to the library at Rock Valley College or visit the lab on the first floor at the WTC building and do your assignment there as well. In order to get started on the projects, I would go ahead and click on the start, and I'm going to go ahead and maximize this window so that I can see everything here. one of the first things that we see is that the assignment is going to encompass multiple files. We'll have a starting file that we'll need to rename before we can upload it. It's showing me that it's downloading a starting file, but notice the actual file name that it's expecting to be uploaded. So we'll go through a rename process. Once we do this, I'll show you how that happens. You can do a save as if you're in Word, or we'll just go ahead and rename the file in File Explorer. We can also download all of the instructions. We'll get an instruction file, and we'll also have some type of a logo that we're adding to this. If I do a download all, it's going to download all the things. You'll notice that there's 3 things that are popping up here. In the last case, we simply open the file. In this case, we want to go to our downloads folder. If we click on that, it's going to pop up our downloads folder. We can see the 3 files here that were downloaded. I can simply right click on this first file, and I have a rename option, and I can change that name from 1 to 2. If I decide that I don't want to rename it there and I want to keep original copy of the downloaded version, I can always just simply open up Word. And granted, this is a different version than what you have, but it's going to be very similar. You would enable the editing. You would just come in here and do a file save as, browse to the folder so that you're doing it in the exact same folder, and then it's going to show 1, and then you would simply overtype that to 2. You would not necessarily do the Word document. It's going to automatically save it with the docx extension, and then you can save it there. In my case, it just saved the same file because that's what I had. Now this is our starting file, and if we look at the instructions, so you'll have to kind of go back and forth between the 2 documents. I'm going to minimize this one here so we can look at the instructions. It's going to give you a set of instructions. The first one is save the file, and it's showing you with the docx as the file extension, and then you will need the logo file and the other file as well as the instructions, and it's going to step you through things. You're going to change a document theme. Now when you're looking at your themes, it's going to be under the design menu, but it's going to look different. The themes are going to pop up in a central area that's kind of located over here, if I recall correctly, from 2019. In 2021, you have your drop down arrow here, but it's a little bit different. I think it shows you a little bit of the dialogue here. So I would click on this, and then you can always, I don't believe in 2019 that it shows it, but if you mouse over it, it will show the name of that actual theme. So if you mouse over it, it shows it. It probably does not have the name underneath it. So you'll have to mouse over to locate the theme. Once you have the theme, you would change it simply by clicking on it. So that would be the start of stuff. So that's kind of how you would get started on your document over here. Design, theme, office, or whatever it says. Then you would continue through all the different things, pretty much following along the training that you did. When you're ready to save it, you would just do file save. This is assuming that you've made all the changes to the document. Then you could exit out. We can then return to upload our file. I have 2 different ways that I can upload my file. I can go through and I can just drag it and drop it. If I happen to upload the wrong file, it'll give me a particular error here. It's saying that the file match does not match. I can go through and also click here. It's going to bring up the File Explorer. I can pick my file in the downloads directory and upload it. Now at this point it matches, it's successful, and then I can go ahead and hit the submit button to grade the assignment. I'm not going to go through and grade the assignment because I really didn't do anything to the file, but that's kind of the process. Let me know if you have any questions on how this process works. I'll be more than happy to help you through it.